So the question of the day, right, that's on the table, can the narcissist cry? Can your toxic person cry? Can your person that's been giving you trouble cry? Whatever word you want to use. Some people don't identify with narcissistic personality disorder because they haven't yet come to figure out their person has that, or maybe their person doesn't have that. But if they have toxic traits, and this is a question that comes up, can they cry? You guys, oh my God. I know, that's extreme. But this falls right in line with what I've told you, that they will do anything to convince you to get their way, to break you down, to gain back control, to make you swoon, to make your heart break, to pull at your... They'll say anything, they'll do anything, they'll promise anything, they'll bargain anything. And they'll cry. Fake cry. Oh, I'm going to tell you what happened to me. Oh my God, it was hilarious. I got to tell you, the fake cry, no tears, wiping the face. Oh yeah, remind me, I say, like we're on the phone. But they will say anything. And here's the thing, a lot of people say, well, why bother? Why don't they just leave? Why would they go through all that effort? Lying, saying anything, trying to come up with it, that's not effort to them. First of all, it's natural behavior. And second of all, they're trying to get something. That is their game. That's their game. So they want to try to keep saying anything, doing anything, promise anything to make you fold, okay? When it comes to crying, that usually is like a last resort. I had the final thing that I had sent to my unsteady narcissist crazy person that I dated several years back now was a little clip. I made like a 4-minute clip that we can't be in each other's life anymore. He sends me back a clip of him doing this. I will not exaggerate. This is what it looked like. Oh, he was looking at the camera. So, this is like a self-professed tough guy, little muscle man. Like, this is what he's doing on the phone. Like the last-ditch effort. Are you kidding me? Do me a favor, people. People. If you're crying and you want to sell it, there needs to be a tear. Or 100. And I don't mean to say that every time we cry, a tear is shed. I know that it is not. But when you're pretending that there are tears and there are not, that's a problem. Okay? You can certainly get choked up and not have a tear fall, but I don't like it when people do that and they're faking it. And that's what the narcissist is going to do. And it didn't pull on my heartstrings that day because I noticed that it was bad acting. Right? You'll find videos that call them they're bad actors. This was bad acting. Like you're wiping your face and it is dry, clearly dry. Beware of this, you guys. When I say they'll say anything, I mean it. Oh, I mean it. They'll promise marriage if that's what you wanted. They'll promise a trip if that's what you wanted. They'll promise to give you their phone and never text anybody again and never to step out again. They'll do it all. The crying, to me, and I don't mean to say that they can never have feelings and cry for real. I'd like to think they would cry for real if they lost someone close to them or if they, you know what I mean? I don't know the intricate workings of the mind of a person like this. I'd like to think they could. But if they're doing it to you, at times, like I just mentioned, you're in a fight, you're in an argument, you're working it out, they're trying to manipulate your heartstrings. And you know what's brilliant? I love this. God, it worked on me every time. I would end up feeling bad for him. Even if I knew the tears weren't real, that was, still in the stages I was when they would act upset. He would act upset. Yours would act upset. We're in the stages sometimes still of we care about that person and we want to think they're actually hurt because then it means that we actually meant something. And we're not yet accepting completely of the fact that it might just be rhetoric what they spew at us. Might not mean anything at all. I know that's harsh. I'm so sorry. Please don't let that upset you. But with some of these people, we don't mean anything at all. They're just passing through our lives. Sometimes they get stuck and they're there longer than they should be. But I'm just trying to put you on the warning that just because they break down, I don't care what they say, what they come up with. It's about their behavior changing after the fight, the argument, the talk through, during which the crying happened. What are they going to be like as soon as that's over? The next morning, the next evening, the next Friday night comes around. They still going to go out with the guys or whatever the thing is, whatever. Insert your own, anecdotes, right? Stories in here. But what are they going to do? Is their behavior going to change? Are you still going to feel sketchy when he comes in at 12:30 at night and he's like sleeping on top of his phone so you can't get there? But he cried 3 days ago. He cried 3 days ago. We're supposed to believe it. You need to open your eyes and ears. I've seen somebody flip a table. They think like the bigger their behavior, it's going to mark how serious they are this time. I mean it, I'm going to change. I mean it, I'm so sorry. And they feel like the more upset you think they're getting at the thought of hurting you, that's how they'll sell it. He was crying because I wasn't going to talk to him anymore, and he was going to miss me, and he was going to love me, and those are the words that were in the video. And he's fake crying. But you get to a point that you look at it, and you got to know that I didn't believe a word he said, not one word. How did I do it? Education and empowerment. I know it doesn't sound like much, but you guys, once you learn, it's not you, it's nothing you did, it's nothing you could have done, you break free. So I'm watching this grown cat cry, tough guy, cry, fake cry, and I thought, wow, I thank God I will never be 63 years old and having to stoop to manipulative tactics to gain someone's favor or interest. Like, I think that is the saddest, most pathetic thing. And that's how I felt. I was like, oh God, it's so sick to watch. It was like a train wreck to watch. A grown man crying who's not crying, but faking that he's crying to sell it. Rather than just say, like, you know me, I'm honest. I'd rather than sit like this and go, you know what? You got me. I've been this way my whole life. I don't even care if they never understood it. I'm never going to change. I know I'm never going to change. And you might even say, like what I said in the beginning, because I spotted him as being a player, which is an old word, right? Right away. And I said, if you are playing, like, leave me alone, I'm a good kid. Now, I should have noticed anyway. They're not going to leave you alone just because you say, please leave me alone and keep moving. He accepted it as a challenge. So a love bomb was extra hard. I bet I can make her love me. I bet I can swoon this one who doesn't seem open to it. Do you know what a rush that is to them? And then when you're in a fight and they're trying to manipulate you and they're talking and nothing's working and they bring out the fake tears, the non-tears, the cry, they think that's going to work and make you swoon for them again. And, I didn't finish my thought. What I would always end up doing is, all right, you're right, we'll try. God forbid a glimmer in there he does feel bad, because I don't want people to feel bad, which is my flaw that I'm working on. Get to the point that you don't care how they feel. They're manipulating you with acting like they feel some way, first, second, third, fourth, and eighth of all. But what about what they did to you? You have to keep that in the forefront of your mind. It's not hanging on to bitterness. It's not being downtrodden. It's not being negative. It's being awake. They've shown you who they are already. No amount of tears, even if they were a good actor and tears came out. I don't want someone to, apologize later who already wronged me in so many ways. I'm not interested in your apology later. I'm interested in what reasons do you behave this way, which I have learned through research and knowing about this disorder. They don't understand it. They think they're just a player all these years. They're going to go through life that way. That's fine. It's not for me. It's not for me. And at some point, you have to look at the subject in front of you and make a very truthful assessment. Crying is a last resort. And women too. I don't mean to exclude that. You guys know I always say put your own pronoun in to make it your own. Mine is he for a romantic partner. God, I think I've said that 1,000 times in 700 videos. But you put your own, so it could be a woman that's breaking down and doing the fake cry. Of course that can happen. Either way. And if you know that they're manipulating you, then you need to take a step back and not allow that to ill affect you or take you off your course or sidetrack you. If you had a goal in mind, I don't want this relationship anymore. I never tell anyone to leave. You guys know that. But I mean, if that's where you are and they pull out the cry tool out of their toolbox that they walk around with, that I picture them, that's just another tool that they're going to use everything in their whole toolbox to get to you. So manipulation didn't work. Maybe they triangulated you. You resisted. Maybe, okay, gaslighted. Maybe you didn't fall for it. Now they're in the now they're gonna cry. I don't mean to be so. You might have a good guy, and if he cries, that's fantastic. Somebody that can express their emotions. This isn't about crying or not. This is about, can they cry? Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, they can cry. And they can say, I'm sorry. Those words will come out. But the point is, do they mean them? Is any of it genuine? It isn't. It's manipulation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you Wednesday.